And you're the reason why I'm high when I'm sober. Hey guys,
Oh
welcome
my
back
god.
to the Eurovision Fam stream. Yeah, it is February 19th. We had a slightly super Saturday yesterday, and we have some updates for you from the site, from Eurovision in general. And we just kind of want to talk to you guys once again because we missed you. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
KKSC
always
here,
miss
and
you
I'm
guys.
with Lily Loves.
Woo, Emily loves. Guys, yesterday wasn't too bad. I did force
Not
my
too bad.
friends to watch the Lithuanian national final though. So I do have reactions from people
Perfect.
who do not know Eurovision very well. So I
Yes.
hope you're excited.
That's the whole point of our site.
Exactly. So
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
Ariana, welcome. We had a calmer Saturday and now we await Lazara's song. I know,
I'm
like her song
waiting in
come
so
out
much anxiety right now. Like, oh my
in like an
goodness.
hour and a half, I think is when her song drops.
Woo, 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 woo.
I
Stay
just love
calm.
the way she looks. Like she could just
Oh
step on
God.
me and I'd be happy. I'd say she
Right?
deserves it. And hello,
That's
Marinus.
an
Hi,
ideal.
welcome.
Hi, good to have you. Good to have you back.
So,
I just have,
like we
if you're
said,
clanking, I have a smoothie
oh,
here. But yeah.
1 second, 1 second. Ariana, it's not a shirt. It's not a shirt. It's a dress, and it has pockets. And I'm on the floor right now, so I'm not going to stand up. But it has pockets.
I do love the dress, and if we had another version of that, I would wear that on the stream
Yeah, we
because
can
I
get
don't
you
feel like
one.
I wear that pattern very much at all. Yeah, yeah. So, you guys,
Yes.
we're going to actually be starting off with another article this week. Lily went ahead and wrote how does song the Captain work? And if you've ever wondered how you can narrow down 10 songs into two semifinals and then a final at the end of the week, Lily has it all explained for you, and not to mention some of the Song the Captain hits from the heyday. So go ahead and check that out because it's a great article. It reminds you kind of where Iceland found themselves in the Eurovision
Yeah.
hemisphere with just trying to figure out the sounds that they got. So it's fantastic. Go ahead, check that out. And we'll also be
I
talking
love
about
it.
the national finals, of course. Hi, Augusto. Good to see you again.
Hello,
Ah,
teammate. We love you. So yeah, like honestly, I felt like I wanted to highlight some stuff from the 80s. Cause like
mhm.
I when you look at how long every other Nordic country's been in Eurovision, they've been there for like since the 50s and 60s. Meanwhile, like Iceland didn't get in on it until like the 80s. So
They're the baby,
yeah.
which is weird.
And then the only ones who haven't won yet, but they've deserved to. I'll let you guys guess
They've
what
been bringing their A
songs
game
I
like
felt deserved.
nobody else these last 7 years, I would say. Didn't get it right every time,
Honestly,
but when they did, it was quite game changing.
what are you doing? Mytho.
Ooh, trouble! You getting in trouble?
Yeah, he's doing something weird. I think he was humping his pillow. Um,
Um,
sorry.
boys will be boys.
We'll cut that out.
So,
Right. So we have articles, but we have other stuff to talk about. Let's kick it off with what happened in Lithuania yesterday.
all right, you guys. So Monica Linkita won with "Stay." Out of the 10 songs in the final, I wasn't exactly expecting this one to get the result that it did because I didn't pay a ton of attention to it prior to the fact. But now we kind of get a 2023 version of Autumn Leaves. What do you think?
I like it. Honestly, I think it's a
Yeah.
good song. It's just
Mhm.
not my personal favorite. And when I was watching it with my friends, without me prompting them, their favorite was also my favorite, which is Rhythm.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
when it came down to the finals, they were like, "Wait, the lesbian singing a song of sapphic longing did not win." I'm like, "I know, sad," because I was watching it with lesbians, and like, but we all agreed that like Monica, she sounded great, she looked
She did.
great, her outfit I
Absolutely.
loved.
Mhm.
I would wear
La,
that in
la,
a heartbeat.
la. Yeah, that's
The
Tayana 2018.
monochromatic look,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing. I think she looked fantastic. She sounded amazing. It's just
Mhm.
personally not my favorite song, but I
Mhm.
think she still had gotten a deserved win.
Yeah, yeah. And watching it back, I feel like I was able to access it just a little bit more. One thing though, I feel like it kind of hits that same note that a lot of these songs this year are hitting, in that it's missing like a keystone moment, like a defining
Yeah.
kind of a snap, like, yeah, I get it with this song. Because typically with songs that have this wavelength in Eurovision, that's typically pretty helpful in order to stay memorable in a recap. So maybe by the time we have a revamp, there could be something to elevate it slightly. But right now, I don't mind it. It's a good song, but it's not there to win per se.
Yeah.
Stay Puft, their safest option, but I was hoping for Ruta too. So I want something kind of explained. I do understand that there was a tie between Ruta and
Mhm.
Monica at one point, and the jury had broken the tie.
Yep.
First time I've seen
That's
anything
normal
like
for
that.
Lithuania.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, like,
So
in certain countries, it tends to be the jury that breaks the tie. Like in
Mhm,
Lithuania, historically speaking, you'd want the jury to break the tie there.
mhm,
And then like I know Romania, the jury breaks the tie, stuff like that. But yeah, like I'm not shocked to have seen that happen.
mhm.
And at least Monica was still like number two with the public.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
She
mean?
she always had odds. She always had odds in her favor.
Yeah, like with the two of them, they were, yeah, like I would have preferred to have Ruta go, but you know what? Let's go with Monica, and it's gonna be her second time.
Yes,
She's
but
gonna
yeah.
be confident on stage, and it's her first time solo. And I know she's tried a lot to go solo, and
Mhm.
she's a junior. She's our second junior artist, or former junior.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be at Eurovision
Return
this
these.
year.
Come back, junior kids. You still got it, I promise. But
Please, I beg you. I mean, we're waiting for another comeback. There's some other
waiting.
people who need to come back. I miss. So
Honestly,
yeah,
when okay, first when you said Sapphic Longing like a couple seconds ago, I was thinking Beatrice is like a movie. Because that also kind of feels slightly Sapphic
yeah.
Longing. Is that my
I
like a
don't
little
know.
bit at
Maybe
least?
it is.
Like what
I just know like
I don't
Ruda.
know.
I know
I guess
Ruda has his
like
girlfriend.
like that's something I would associate more with Sapphic Longing than So Low, even though So Low is more explicitly Sapphic Longing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want that as a candle, Sapphic Longing. But
Ooh, that would be. What would it smell like? Violets
I was getting like
and
kind of peachy, like a spicy peach kind of
no. If we're doing
smell.
saffron, you have to have violets.
Oh, I mean, I guess, yeah. Violet's a good smell. Violet's a really good smell. I like violet.
Yeah.
Violet and vanilla. Nah, Vanilla's too hetero.
I don't know if I should call it. Like, I like lesbian aesthetic lore,
Hmm.
but yeah. Sorry. But yeah, like
So,
let's go ahead then and move on
uh-huh.
to Iceland. So we had Song Kepnin.
Yes.
So the qualifiers were Bragi with Studam Snistarhjem Hergegen Fer,
Mhm.
and then Delia with La Fandi Ini Imra. I understand 100% why both of them won, like why both of them advanced.
So do I.
Watching it back, they both put on excellent performances. I
Mhm.
think with Delia, I would like to make sure by the final she gets more confident with the camera and they get her some
Mhm.
better shots because there were some certain angles where I was just like, "What are you doing? What are you
Mhm.
doing?
And
Why are we
also
laying
it's
on the
just like
floor?"
they need to give her the angles that she could play with. Because I mean, this is the kind of song where I want eye contact. It's like I like to see the artist looking at me with this kind of song. And that could
Yeah,
really go in your favor. It was I believe it was my favorite song of this semifinal too.
yeah.
Semifinal one,
It was a
favorite
strong
song.
song. I
Yeah.
think performance-wise, though, I would just like more connection down the camera from her.
Mhm.
And yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really like the cold green color scheme with her staging. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't really suit it.
Also, that stage was so tiny. One second.
We're back
That
in
stage
the
was
middle
so
school
tiny.
auditorium. No,
But
we're back. Auditorium days, auditorium vibes. So yeah, Delia qualified. Bragi, though, I did not necessarily see coming, probably because I didn't think that Iceland would be going for the print of man in a suit once again singing a pop song. Usually I associate them more with Risk, especially nowadays. But the fact that Bragi did make it kind of tells testament to the fact like Iceland's like, oh yeah, we still pay attention to a really good vocal. And this And there's quite a reasonable hook in that song too. So I understand why he made that in that sense.
Honestly, with Bragi, isn't he like a professional soccer player?
Is he? Is he?
I don't know. I feel like one of them is
That's
a
no
professional soccer player.
Okay. We're fact checking
These
that
men
really
confused.
quick. But
Gonna
one thing
fact
that I
check.
wish changed with the staging is I don't like the whole like zooming effect that they have when he's not singing. I thought that was so cheese.
Oh, that was weird. That doesn't
That
work
was
for that
weird.
song.
I didn't get.
We'll talk about a song
didn't
that
get
that
it.
would work for later on when we get to Sweden. But like,
Oh
yeah, that didn't
yeah.
work for that song at all.
Mhm. But I mean, they literally have until next week to get this figured out. So
Well, they've got
all they
2
have to do
weeks.
is make that
But yeah,
2 weeks.
I think with the two that went through makes 100% sense to me, and I'm
Mhm.
okay with it. Now, should we talk about what else we're going to talk? I'm sorry. Let's talk about tomorrow next week's show.
Yes. So next
Because
week,
we've got
another 5 acts.
I want to go ahead and read them. I like it when I love the way you speak Icelandic. You're so good at it.
Well, I mean, the whole reason why I can pronounce some letters correctly is because I was obsessed with Greta's song in 2016, the Icelandic version. So I was like, I gotta be on point with that.
Oh, we
Here we
we
go.
can talk about songs that need to stay in Icelandic. Let's go. We'll talk about that once we get through these.
No, I think I can make a case with all of their entries that have an English version that we heard at Eurovision. Icelandic is just a better language for music. Anyways, Kristen Cecilia will be singing Obigdir, Langiseli and Skugardner will be singing OK, Celia Rose and Kjala will be singing Jeg Thina Vraut, Ulfar will be singing Betri Madur, and Siga Usk will be singing Glema Thero Dansa. Woo! This, I personally would say, is a stronger heat, and that's just because I have more songs that I prefer in this heat. Semi-final. We
Yeah.
don't call it in song with
Yeah,
Captain.
I think so too. Yeah.
I want Kristen and Siga. Wow, you pretty much read my
I
mind.
want Kristen and Siga.
Mhm.
Honestly, I was about to say those are the two
Oh,
I'm
those are
thinking about
literally
as
the
well.
two.
I think that the
Peter, you know
duet,
us so well at this point. What
the
happened?
duet, Langiseli og Skugardner, is that their name?
Mhm.
Wait, which one is the duet? No, Celia Ross and Kalgar,
Yes,
Egse Fin Brat. That's really
Mhm.
good in Icelandic, and I think that could have a special moment.
Mhm. The
But
English
other
could
than
make it
that, I'm not
horrible.
sure. And yes, Bragi is a professional soccer player. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, even soccer players get drafted.
Yeah. Okay,
Do
let's
you
see
guys have any
here.
favorites for
Yeah,
Iceland
honestly,
that
I think
I don't know.
Siga's my favorite.
Same here.
I think with Siga, the reason I prefer her is I'm so confused, sorry. The reason I like Siga is because we don't really have a pop girly yet this year.
We do not. We do not. Just pure
And like I
pop.
think that's some of the season's lacking.
I
And people
agree.
like a pop girly, so
And not to
I
mention,
think she'd be a fun one.
like that song "Dancing Lonely" slash Icelandic title. It is so kind of like girly pop, the kind that I loved, and it's the kind of thing where it's just like it's the kind of song you'd hear if you were being like, okay, today I'm the princess. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm main charactering so hard right now, and this is the song that's for me. It's bubblegummy,
Yeah.
it's sweet, it's optimistic. I like it, and it would be very different for Iceland, especially. Iceland has not gone the pop girl route since 2015 when they sent that song with 3 choruses.
Yeah, too many choruses there. But I think like I think Iceland still has some options and we'll see what
Yes,
happens,
definitely.
next week. So let's go ahead and let's go on to talking about Melody Festivalen.
Melody Festivalen, you guys. Eminem went through Marcus and Martinez with Air. I saw that coming the second they were announced. I will be honest. The second I saw that they were contending, I was like, okay, they're gonna be DTF. They're gonna have like the teen girl vote. And I mean, they sounded great. They sounded great. But I think people are trying to call this song more modern than it actually is. Like, okay, yeah, this was written and produced in 2023, but I kind of feel like there's a 2008-ishness about it that I can't quite put my finger on.
Is it making you think of like how I'm supposed to breathe with no air? So, like the Jordan Sparks song from like 2008.
Not completely no, but not yes either. But in that same era, in that same kind of, how do I describe it? In 2008, if you listen to the radio in the United States, Marcus and Martinez's Air would be something that sounded legit. It almost sounded...
I'm not gonna lie though, I honestly think everyone kind of ate at Melfest this week.
Yes. Speaking of, Eminem is the midpoint between Liamo last year and Eric Sada every minute. Don't we have some of the same like songwriters or producers handed over in that sense?
Yeah, I think the Debs were on this, and so was Jimmy Joker.
Yeah, that was right. I remember seeing the Debs. I hadn't seen Joker, but that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah,
we cannot forget everyone.
Paul Ray Royals.
Yes, Paul Ray. He did it. He finally did it.
He finally is DTF.
After let's see, 2020.
No, I was gonna say with Paul Ray. I just feel like his song sounds so Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
It's so specifically 2014 Swedish.
Yes. Like this Lost to Undo by Santa Nielsen and Melfest.
And like this is one of those things where like that's the issue I feel like I'm having with Melody Festivalen lately.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like it just feels like the same thing year after year after year.
Yes. And it's sad because you get artists who are legitimately super interesting. They sometimes, majority of the time, they flop in their first time going to Melfest with something more original, and then they come back with something more generic and do better. I hate that. That's not great. We saw that this year in San Remo as well with Tananai. I don't like the trend. Sorry, guys, I'm sick. Every song on Melfest sounds like it's from 2014. They literally found their niche and stayed, Gabriel. They found their niche and haven't moved since. And it's because it's
and that's why and that is why Sweden needs to not qualify. I'm just saying.
They need to qualify. And Bergendahl kind of result again. And I mean, if they don't, like, this is gonna sound really, really Eurovision centric, but if they don't select like a significant section of the current favorites they have to win, like literally one or two contestants that I'm thinking of, then they probably won't qualify. That's the thought that I'm kind of just having going into this contest, just by how consistently weak not being original is. It's officially going to run an old game.
Yeah. And then the other one, so then the two who went to the semifinal were Nordman with Slap alla Sorger and Melanie Webb with For the Show. Honestly, I think Nordman was probably my favorite of the heat. No. My favorite is very predictably me. They were my second favorite of the heat.
I get
you can
why.
Guess my favorite was.
I can guess your favorite. Only if you can guess my favorite.
I don't know. I feel like your favorite was Melanie Webb.
No. Okay, so I think your favorite was Laurel Barker. I think my favorite... Okay, that was my attempt. Do you have an attempt now? What was my favorite?
I don't know, because you said it wasn't Melanie Webb. Was
I mean,
it?
Melanie Webb is basically my formula. That is the kind of I do get why you would say that because it's
Yeah,
formulaically that would be my favorite.
I don't know. There's probably an act I'm forgetting. There's 7, right?
There are 7, yeah,
It's the
and there are
it's the
definitely
one I'm
acts.
forgetting. My favorite was the Casanovas because I love dance band and I love
I forgot
middle-aged
about that.
Swedish
Yeah.
men. Huh?
If we're going along Swedish Men, I prefer the Oktoberfesty one that we got from Nordman. That feels like I'm at a really, really long
Yeah.
wooden bar with like thousands of Germanic people, and we're like, it's Oktoberfest, that kind of deal. That's the vibe I get, and that was, I believe, my second favorite song in the Heat. Casanovas, I do get why,
Yeah.
because that's exactly you. I don't know why that didn't occur to me.
Yeah.
And it makes me so sad
Um,
that you don't remember what this one is because she was about to make it. She was about to make it if it weren't for the rules.
who? Laurel?
Iralova.
Oh.
No.
Oh, Ida. I'm so
That's
sorry.
Zemo.
I
I
forgot
believe
about
that's the name
Ida.
of it.
I forgot
Like,
about
all
Ida.
you need is a simplistic Swedish language ballad by a girl, and that is gonna be my winner, Melfest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
rarely
no.
at this point does it matter the quality of that song. I'm just following the format because that's what we do with you. All right, Lily had to jump out for just a half a second. In the meantime, I'm going to be talking to you guys. Hello. So yes, Nordman went to the semifinal with Slep Alasoya and Melanie Veba with for the show. I thought this was an all right Melfest. I again, like I'm really struggling with this year's Melfest because it's just not giving the same. Because even though Melfest can tend to be very repetitive and it can feel like we're doing the same thing year after year, there's still an element of excitement going into each of the heats that is painted by some sort of difference. And I'm not quite picking that up with the heats that we have this year. I do see Marcus and Martinez doing very, very well in the final. Just with
Yeah, same. I think that they'll do decently. No, I was gonna say I think everyone was pretty decent.
Mhm.
I don't know why I did not remember Ida. I just don't remember why I couldn't Ida.
Because Laurel
Remember.
Barker came and erased so many things from our memory. Okay, you guys, so I don't know how many of us watching here are Gen Z, but Ice Spice is no longer the Princess Diana of our generation. It is Laurel Barker from Vancouver.
I Princess Diana.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Princess Diana
Um,
of our generation is no longer Ice Spice, it's Laurel Barker.
I just honestly I think people are being way too harsh on her. I think
Definitely,
it comes from the fact that
definitely.
she's an older lady.
And no,
Um,
it's ageism. It definitely is ageism, and it's because she's just singing what she likes. She's singing what she likes to write, what she likes to hear, and
I'm
she
sorry.
was
I
great
just
title.
laughed at this comment.
Oh wait, I didn't even realize that. She got all the points from children with a song full of drug references. Hey, maybe because when she was like, "No gummy," got that vibe. Kids were just like, "Oh yeah, like gummy bears, of course," you know.
I love
From
gummy
like
bears. They're so great. I
gummy
love
bears are great. You had one yesterday, didn't you, while watching Laurel's
No,
song?
we're not gonna talk about that experience.
Basically, guys, we love our
Um,
candy. I keep candy at my desk all the time because it's just something I snack on. Oh, la,
no,
la. But lyrical
no,
content
it's
of Laurel's
honestly that
song is
stamping
very
hit me hard.
Hey, I mean, Laurel
Well,
Barker
like, the other thing is,
gave
like,
us
it was teddy bears.
mhm,
It was teddy bears, so it makes sense that kids would like it, you know?
mhm.
But yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk about next week. Who do we have competing?
Let me have a look
Um,
here.
yeah, sorry. I was out of
Yeah.
town, guys, again.
It's funny, I just had that open and then I closed it. Woo! I'm pulling it up right
Give
now,
me
but
1
next week
second.
we
I
do
gotta
have the
pull it up
most
again.
anticipated Lorian. I can go ahead and read it off because it's right in front of me here.
Okay, go ahead.
So in Heat 4 Melody Festivalen, we have Kiana singing Where Did You Go? Signa and Hjördis singing Edelweiss. Smash Into Pieces will be performing 6 Feet Under. Mariette, woo, is back singing One Day. Emil Henron
Love her.
will be Mera Mera Mera. Axel Schystrom is performing Gorgeous. And finally, Lorian is closing the show with Tattoo.
Yep. I honestly, I think I'm looking forward to Mariette and Lorraine the most. There's the two that
Mariette,
I probably enjoyed the most.
Mariette has broken her curse of having a mid song with the best staging ever.
She always has such good staging. Like her staging is amazing consistently. I don't know. I don't think her songs are always mid.
Like
I
like
really liked it was a million years or 1,000 years.
That was her best Melfest entry. That was
I
her
absolutely
best
love that song
by far. I
Like-
do love that song. I prefer music outside of Melfest though.
We all do. I don't know. My issue with Melfest is it's so formulaic at this point.
It is.
So
like you pretty much have a very, very good idea of who's gonna land where. And that's after just and you can pick that up after just 2 years of watching. But
we're gonna be talking about the Polish live stream in a couple of minutes here, guys. So yeah, any other thoughts about Melfest?
Not to go right now. Congratulations to all the finalists so far.
I mean, that could be fun if we watch the Polish national final results live. We did that. I did that with Alicia for Melfest last year, and we had a good time.
The Polish NF live. Okay. I mean,
do the results live. Yeah, that sounds like good. Thank you for that idea, Peter.
Thank you for the idea.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go. But next week we have Festival de Cansao kicking off. Finally.
Oh my gosh.
The songs competing are going to be Moya, Too Much Sauce, Polha, Sonhos de Liberdade, April Ivy with Modovo, Turkey with Incruzel Hilda, Claudia Pascual with Nasha Maria, Sal Viver with Sal Viver, Mimi Cat with I Curacao. You Can't Win. Charlie Brown will be singing Constrate Mudo, the Neon Soho with Endless World, and Ese Polvo with Zapatos de Cimento.
Can I name one of my favorites?
That's what we do in the section, honey.
What happened?
I said that's what we do in this section.
Okay, you guys. So I literally can make a case for everybody here. We've had the songs for long enough, and I've sat with them for long enough, where I could sit here and talk about every single one. But one that I would like to start off with, or at least get the conversation going with, we are going to have 3 weeks of FDC talk. You Can't Win. Charlie Brown's Contraste Mudo. Any time of day, I can listen to that song. It's art. It's art, you know?
It feels cinematic. It feels like it's like the climax of a coming of age story. But it works so well for the movie.
It's coming of age. It sounds coming of age, yes.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm looking forward to Claudia the most right now. Just because like this is one of her best songs she's ever done. Also, she's got a strong visual identity based off the music video. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like on stage.
She's going for like the starbursty kind of shades of like really, really like good pink and a really good yellow. Though you can't use the word good to describe colors. I just describe them poorly because I've never taken color theory. But
like a very bright and clear and it's like it's a color of pink and a color of yellow you don't see very often, except for in confection. And it's just I love her. I'm sorry. The song just sounds so different and modern, and like I really can't wait to see what this looks like live. Mimi Cat, I really can't wait to see what that's gonna look like live either.
Yeah, that was gonna be the second one I mentioned because I mean FDC eats Mimi Cat's kind of entry up where it's like it hints towards jazz era, it hints towards vaudeville kind of sound, and it has big like tension and release kind of flowiness that is really, really good, and also a vocal moment that is absolutely just out of this world at the end. That's gonna
Yeah.
be great, and she's gonna do well.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the song itself too. I think the other one I would like to highlight in terms of oh, of course, I just lost the thing. In terms of this semifinal would be again April Ivy's Motovo. I get it. We've had
Yeah.
80s, we've had synth for so many years, so many times, but it isn't always necessarily the same. And I pick up something like I pick up a stronger melody with this one.
Yeah. We just talk about Mimi Cat here in the comments.
Mhm.
Gabriel Greenwood, it does all of that without being hokey. Peter Hadich says overall win, also Mimi Cat. And
Mhm.
then, of course, Ariana, Mimi Cat. Ooh, hold on a second. Yay, Mimi Cat. So fun and dynamic. And Marinos Pie says, oh my gosh, Mimi Cat has so many views because of me. I
Are we
mean, keep
team
them views
Mimi
up.
in
Keep
this?
them views up.
Are we team
I
Mimi
think the
in this live
chat is Team
stream?
Mimi.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
honestly, for me, I
sure.
think
Why not? Team Mimi.
I, I'm just Team Portugal at this point. I'm in my Portugal Stan era. Um,
Mm.
there's like only one song I don't want them to choose. And
From this
yeah,
semifinal or overall?
overall.
Mm.
Overall. This semifinal, I like everything.
Yeah, it's hard to and I can't exactly look at this and be like, "Oh, you're not gonna qualify, you're not gonna qualify." They all have something special. They all do.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
it's like
ese
even if it's
polvo,
not
zapatos de
poppy,
cemento, yeah.
even if it's not poppy like Motovo, it's artsy and valuable.
Yeah. No, this is such like Somos de la Liberdade. So good. Yeah, I can't
Mhm.
I can't help but go like, yeah, everything's good. Oh, and Mundo would be fantastic, but he's not in this one, the semi.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead. Do you have anything else you want to say about the first semi of Festival da Canção?
There is one song that I don't want to win in the first semi,
Yeah, well,
but
we'll let
just
people
one,
guess.
only one. Love the
All
majority of
right,
the
so
effort.
let's go
Um,
ahead here.
quality every
Um,
year.
and we're gonna talk about UMK. Touch on
Woo!
UMK.
For the
We've gone
last
more in
time.
depth on like I know. We've been more in depth on UMK and on Festival of Cansa already, so that's what we're kind of gonna breeze through those guys. For UMK, we have Robin Paquelin with Girls Like You, Kuma with Yelova Maninin, Karaya with Cha Cha Cha, Kira with No Business on the Dance Floor, Benjamin with Hoida Moot, Lysandra with Something to Lose, and then finally Portion Boys with Sama Tavesta Kostotan. Honestly, I'm going to just say it right now. They could pick any of these songs, they'd all be in my top 10.
All of them would do well at Eurovision. All of them. They're
See,
all
because
qualifying.
here we
It doesn't
go.
matter who wins UMK. Whoever's going to win is qualifying.
Okay,
Anyone?
see,
Oh,
Gabriel,
we have a Robin Defender though. We have a Robin Defender.
this could. I'm a Robin Defender. That's my favorite song. That's my absolute favorite song in the semi. I was in UMK. I was listening to it, and my friend was like, "Oh, is that a K-pop song?" I'm like, "No, it's not." So like, it's on trend for like K-pop. You know what I mean? And it's neo
Modern.
disco, and like what we've learned is like I love new disco. I love a
Mhm,
throwback. I love it. Like it's my favorite song in the selection. I love other
mhm,
songs in the selection, but it's just the one that personally I like the absolute most. And Ariana
mhm.
says cha cha cha. And I agree.
I
Cha
agree.
cha 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 cha.
Okay,
No, that one's
like
amazing.
I'm not a Robin Defender, but I will step to the other side of the desk for Lily's case here. This is probably the song that gets stuck in my head most often. Um,
Yeah,
Girls Like
because
You,
it's catchy
and
as
that's
hell.
because the hook is there. It's pure and it's sugary, and that's something that is really easy to latch onto, especially if you're a new viewer of Eurovision, a younger viewer of Eurovision. You hang on to that element of pop very, very closely, and I know that back in my 2016, 17, 18 days, I would have been blasting this with absolutely no reservation. It's just that kind of
Yeah.
stickiness. It's very sticky, catchy pop, and that's great. it's great because it can do very, very well. In terms of the
Yeah.
other entries, though, I think myself personally, so I'm getting some audio on your end.
I'm so sorry. I apologize because like I'm on my computer. My computer's about to die, and I'm in my living room instead of like the room I usually stream in. So
Mm,
like I said, I
that
literally just walked in the door right before we started streaming.
well, I mean, you made it, and we're here, and I'm about to tell you who is my UMK number one.
I'm
So
sorry.
my it's all good. So my UMK number one is actually it's divided. The song that I want to win UMK is Cha 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 Caria, but the song I personally have the closest connection to is Lissandra's Something to Lose. Both
Yeah,
have a
they're
chance
both
of winning.
excellent.
Neither might have a chance of winning. Hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
I
it's
mean,
so
okay, here's another yeah, I don't know. Um and to be one from the Nordics, Sweden may be the weakest song if they pick wrong. I can see
lessons may
that.
need to be learned. Lessons may need to be learned depending on the route that they choose. Mama is greater
Marno's
than
pie.
huh?
Wait, no,
Wait,
you
okay,
be
okay,
quiet real
bring
quick.
that
You
to
be
me.
quiet real
Bring that
quick,
to me.
Jordan.
I
I'm so
I
happy
would like
someone
to
else is out here in these. I'm so happy someone else is out here in these streets talking about how good Mama's Chat is. Like that song, I played. Like again, I was at a thing this weekend. I played that song for somebody who does audio at a like who does audio specifically for punk concerts, and he was like, "This is freaking amazing." He's like, "I'm gonna put that on my tester list. Like, send that to me ASAP." And like, I'm like, "Yeah," because it's very punk. Okay, it's very punk and it's really good. I don't think it's better than Cha 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 personally, but like I will defend Mama Cha.
I'm glad to see that the entry is receiving love. But in terms of the song itself, and this isn't the only song I'm gonna mention this for in this stream, but in terms of the song Mama Shich itself, it gives me anxiety. Like it makes me physically upset having to listen to that for too long because I'm just like, am I gonna die? Am I having a panic attack? That's just the acoustics that lead on. We have all season to sit with it though. Who knows? I might fall in love toward the end.
I feel like
Like,
Gabrielle Greenwood says, I just feel like Robin was in Melfest, we wouldn't even notice it. I
because
disagree. Because I mean, maybe, but like at the same time, no, because Melfest just feels so stagnant. Like
mhm.
this seems more on trend musically than what Melfest has been bringing us lately.
Yeah, it does. Despite it being pop, which Melfest also is, just the formulaic coming on a conveyor belt aspect of Melfest entries doesn't have the same characteristic that Robbins does. Robbins feels like an independent pop song that has nothing to do with competitions.
Yeah, Melfest is currently in her Denmark era, let's be honest. Um
Don't say
yeah,
that out
but
loud.
yeah, that's just how we feel about UMK.
Mhm.
Again, to reiterate my point, any of these songs would be my top 10. Any of them.
Yes,
So
yes,
let's
yes.
go ahead and let's talk about Poland. We don't want to
What?
forget about Poland if you remember that meme. What was the meme? Don't forget Poland. That's the meme. Ancient internet lore. So we have our songs are
I can read them off.
thoughts. Please do.
Okay, you guys. So the songs that we have this year in Tu serce Europu Viberiamo Hitna Eurovisie. I believe how that's pronounced. Booty by Elena. Solo by Blanca with a K. Be Good by Dominic Dudek. Never Back Down by Philivers. Never Hide by Maya Huzer. Gladiator by Jan. Champion by Jan Majewski. Lift You Up by Natasha.
Jordan.
Hmm? Oh, looks like she's coming back. Oh, where was I? Yeah, Lift You Up by Natasha. New Home by Alicia Shemplinska. And You Do Me by Kuba Smajkowski. All right. So Poland, 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 Poland. Do you have any thoughts? You have anything you need to share? We want me to start talking?
I think we need to. I don't know how much of that people heard because it seemed like the stream had dropped. Fire. I wish Booty would like Booty. If it was by Doja Cat, I'd probably love it. Let me be honest, like right off the bat with that one. That was the first one I heard. I kind of just turned it on, and I was like, oh, okay. But
It was
yeah,
also
no,
the first
there's
one
some
I heard.
lines in there. I'm just like,
Like, Homegirl isn't super concerned about Eurovision. She's just up there to make everyone have a great time. And sometimes a national final, that's what that's all about. If she does manage to do really well or win, though, that would be one of the icebergiest moments.
Unnecessary.
yeah. You know what? Andrew Johnson says, I do like Gladiator, but I can't listen to it without hearing Sweet Dreams are made of this by the Eurythmics.
Yeah.
Thank you, because it was
Yeah,
bothering
thank
me. I'm
you.
like,
Thank
what
you.
song does this remind me of? What does
No,
this
yeah,
remind me?
it's Sweet Dreams. That is exactly what it reminds me of.
I do think Gladiator is the favorite. I
Mhm.
kind of wish more of the songs were out so I could have like listened to all of them.
Me too.
But from the ones that I found, I think that Gladiator is probably the one I like the most.
Mhm.
Okay, we need
Gladiator
to
is
hurry up. I'm
definitely.
sorry, my thing's about to die. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All good. So, in terms of just kind of my opinion, Gladiator, it's a very good song, very well constructed. I agree with everything that has been said so far and what the general opinion is. One thing though, it kind of does remind me of last year's River, in that this is also a song that gives me
Mm,
anxiety. There's just something about it that's
really?
just unsettling to me. I don't know if it's just kind of the atmosphere that it paints, but despite it being very good quality wise, I can't listen to it because it just kind of makes me upset for some reason. Maybe I just need time to sit with it. But the one that I want
Honestly,
to highlight. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go.
I wasn't a big fan of River. I still don't really like River. I just think
Mhm,
River is vocally perfection,
mhm.
but that's all I feel about it is like vocal stuff.
Yeah. I don't get that case with Gladiator. There's a lot going on with the production, general construction that all fits very nicely, but I don't know, kind of feels like I'm falling down a cliff. One,
Yeah.
the one I wanted to highlight going into it was it's a very weird one. Never Hide. That one is just so strange, so bizarre, but it's pop, but it's disco. The
It's
lyrics
high
are
camp.
everywhere. It's everywhere. But this is exactly catering to me, my kind of consumption. So I hope it does well.
Yeah.
I do like hope what you were saying though, and that more of the songs would be out so we could listen to them more because I like having the full lineup in order to do a complete analysis.
Yeah. I'm sorry guys because we need to wrap this up because my thing's about to die.
No, I mean
Literally.
we did it. We managed to get through.
Yeah, we got through everyone. We'll be back next week going over the results from everything we discussed this week. And I will be not on vacation right before the stream so we can have a fully charged computer and be able to talk more in depth about everything. But
Like and
yeah,
subscribe to us on
this is
YouTube. We have TikTok, Twitter. Follow us on there. Check out the site for our articles. And yeah, we will be seeing you again next week with some more updates. But remember to check out our stuff.
yeah, so thank you all so much. Bye. I know, I'm sorry guys. This is gonna be a short one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, I hate ending the broadcast. I'm so bad at it.